What's up, everybody? It's Mr. GMC. Today I'm going to be replacing the intake manifold gaskets on my 2014 GMC Yukon Denali 6.2 liter L94 engine. I got these off of Amazon. They range from like 20 to 30 bucks or whatever. Also come with another set of seals and gaskets as well. The tool that you will need is a fill line disconnector tool. That right there, loosen, as well as different sockets, flathead screwdrivers, so on and so forth. Everything that you would need to take off, like all these bolts and screws on top of the intake manifold. First, start off by removing the air intake tube, your PCV tube, and so on and so forth. Once you get the intake tube off, disconnect the harness and the things that tie down the harness and so on and so forth on top of the intake manifold. Now next is disconnecting all of the fuel injectors. For the fuel injectors, you're going to need a pick tool to get those little tabs up. To push the tabs up, disconnect the fuel injectors. After that, connecting this line here from back here on the valve cover. After that, then I'll be disconnecting the fuel rail. You need to disconnect it from the purge valve, and then for the purge valve, this is connected to this black hose right here. You can just push that and then lift up, and then for the purge valve, it should just lift up from that bracket right there. Put that to the side. For this first one right here, I recommend removing that purge valve first before trying to get in here, so you get your hand in here so you possibly don't break anything, because it is a tight space and for some reason it just don't want to come up for me. Hopefully you have better luck. Let's see. I have that lifted. Also disconnect the alternator with the alternator wire. This is mind you, I just changed these, so it shouldn't be that hard. 1 second, I gotta put this down. So I finally got the fuel injector fuse connector taken off. Had to play with it a little bit. I just recommend pushing this kind of to the side so it's out of your way. You just push it back there, loop that connector right around there, put this back there. Now you should have enough room to easily, just pull this to the side to easily get this connector off. So I recommend disconnecting it from back there on the valve cover. It's the same as the one that was up here. You just gotta push that tab, pull right on up. So now, once you're ready to remove this, it should be easy to just remove all of this all at once. So once you just lift this up and move it out the way. Disconnecting this fill line, highly recommend to have used some towels to have ready, because fill will be coming out this line. So you just want to make sure. Now, to release the air from inside the fill lines, on this side over here, right here, GM truck should have a little cap that you twist off, put it in a safe spot to remember where it's at. You can take a pick tool, flathead screwdriver, anything of the sort that you have, and press against that little needle that's in here. You just press up against that little needle. Have your towel with you because Phil will come out. And do it safely. I recommend wearing safety goggles and the proper PPE. So yeah, once you get the air out of the system, then you should be good to disconnect the line. Now I use this to press up against that line. Nothing came out, not even air, no anything. My car had been off for a good 30 minutes or so, so I don't know if that's the reason why. Just if that happens to you, like I'm going to be doing, just proceed with caution and have a towel down there where that line the fill line disconnect, because it is possible. Just because it don't come out over there don't mean it's not sitting in that line right there. So just be careful and proceed with caution. Now this is going to be on the line just like this. You need to pull it up and then push it back towards you, and that's how you get it out. As you pull this out, fuel is going to be leaking out. So you want to make sure that towel is covering right up under it to catch all of that fuel. Because you want to try to protect your injectors, all of the things up here. Fuel is evaporative, so it will dry up at the same time. You want to keep things dry as much as possible. And then this should be good. Just push it down so you know, hey, if it go down, fuel isn't going to come out. I don't have to worry about it later on. Give it a little shake. Shake it like you're shaking when you're pissing. And then just wipe off if you have to. I just keep that towel right there because when you do lift this up and try to take it out, fuel will come out of this fuel rail from the fuel sitting up here. Just gonna go along the whole manifold, loosen up all of the bolts holding down the manifold. Once I loosen up that, all I have to do is just lift up and the intake manifold will come out. So I'm able to reach all of them, especially for the ones that are in front, so I can quickly reach them. That back one, I know I'm gonna have to break extension down, so that way I can reach back there and get it. But it is going to be an 8mm socket to get those off. For that far bolt, all the way in the back for the intake manifold, what I'm gonna do is put this swivel on, so I can put that on there and angle it and be able to take it off, because when I'm like this is hitting up against that bracket right there. So I thought just having a swivel and that short extension was gonna help, but no. I had to get this long extension. I had to sit this on there first. 1, 2, 3. Sit it on there first, push this into the swivel, and then you'll be able to take that back bolt out. You may have to take the screws out. Yeah, you're gonna have to do that. Be careful not to drop it down. I'm trying to be very careful because I got PTSD from dropping things on top of the transmission, and it sat there till the transmission had to be replaced. So just be careful. I don't know if this is necessary. This is what the hell I'm gonna do to get this fuel rail out of my way. I thought you could just lift the whole thing up. I guess you can't. It's gonna be 4 bolts, 2 on each side. It's gonna be an 8mm socket. We're just taking all the clips out. It's gonna fill rail to come off a little bit more smoother. Cause I'm trying to get out the code. Okay. You heard me. Uh-oh. Feel is definitely coming out, and I can't stop it. Where's my towel? Theoretically, it really don't matter, because the feel goes into the port anyway. I just don't like making a mess. So let's see if this changes anything. Alternator gotta get removed. What I did was I just removed 1 bolt from the alternator and I left the other bolt in there and just turned it towards the right so it's out of the way. So I went ahead, covered up all the ports with this bubble wrap that I got from a car part. Make sure that's fully covered. So yeah, I just cover all of them up. I'm gonna do a quick cleanup and then I'll be back. Like as you can see, like it's debris. I found these under here. I'm just gonna clean all of this up real quick. While you got all of this open up, change your oil pressure sensor. If your light is on, just do it now. Do it all at once. So right now, I took the old gaskets off, unclipped them from the sides and this middle piece right here. As you see, these is the old ones. Compare and contrast. That one's a little loose right there. You can see like it's oil and stuff being able to get inside of it. So we'll see if this changes how my vehicle runs. Out with the old and with the new. I'm going to clean this up a little bit. Clean these little ports right here. Clean the top. And then mount these on there. And we're going to get back to the front. Okay, so now, as you can see, I cleaned that area up. Put the new gasket on. Put the intake manifold back on. Put all the screws in. I put the intake manifold on without any screws. Once I put it on, I slid it through. It should click it should drop in 1. And then move around a little bit, it should drop in again, and then you screw it in. To make sure you're in that hole, tug on it. If it don't come up, you should be in there. I did that with all of them. How I did the fuel injectors, I connected the fuel injectors with this little clip. Before I put the fuel rail back in, I connected all of the fuel injectors to the fuel rail, set it back in. Once you screw this back down, it should force all of them in. I would recommend doing a crisscross. Screw in halfway for this corner, halfway for this corner, halfway for that corner, halfway for this corner, and then literally just do it until it's completely tight. So yeah, I'm about to work on screwing the fuel rail back down After that, hooking back up everything and then testing my workout. Okay, so now I have everything tightened back up.